We was on the north side initially. I moved over to the east side with him, spending weekends, summers, and whatever. Got cool, playing sports, doing what we do. But I started getting into the music, I'll say, real for real, freshman year, college. So 17, 18, I was getting into it. Went on tour when I was 21.
Who would you go on tour with?
This guy named Phrase. He's associated with Tory Lanez and a couple other folks. But the big takeaway from this tour, it was called the Unknown Tour. It was cool, good experience, but the big takeaway is I learned a lot about myself and things that I didn't necessarily like. Things went left on the tour, and I saw myself getting outside of my code. You know what I'm saying? I came from a certain background and expected certain things of myself, but when money's low, when you feel disrespected, you started, I was young. And so I actually chose to go ghost, man, and just get right with myself and grow and evolve as a person, because that's really what I'm passionate about. It's just development.
So what type of things did you learn while you was on that tour? Like, what type of things did you see yourself doing that you felt was out of character? Let me step back.
Saw myself willing to compromise, I think, my morals and do things for fighting over crumbs is how I call it. So I know it's not big picture, right? But if I don't even want to get into specifics, but if I knew somebody was shorting me on some money or their words wasn't lining up with their actions, and it was a real dramatic kind of events that happened. We chasing dudes across state lines trying to get our get back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like things that I didn't stand for. But I saw that in that environment, it came out of me for a sense of just whatever you want to call it, survival, necessity, whatever. But like I just tapped into a different mode. And knowing the industry I'm trying to get into, I'm like, if that's bringing that out, nah, bro, you got to get right, because that's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. That's a leads you down a slippery slope. Right?
Yeah, man, exactly.
Because it's like, as soon as you start breaking your rules and your moral codes, it just starts going downhill. It's like, how far are you willing to go to get something that you feel like is right, or to get your get back, or get your respect, when it's like, if you just stuck to yourself and stuck to what you believed in, you could have been on the correct path that you should be on.
Facts. Exactly. And knowing better is one thing, but doing better, that's the piece where a lot of us fall short, myself included,
Yeah, a lot of that, because, as you grow, I'm only 22 myself, but so I've changed a lot since when I was 19 to now. I've been through a lot of different things, experienced a lot of different things, gained and lost a lot of different people. For me, I've learned to look at my patterns and see, like, what are the things that I keep seeing myself doing? How do I keep finding myself in these type of situations? How do I keep finding myself around these people? And it's really doing a lot of self-reflection now. Myself, I consider myself an introvert, so I stay to myself a lot. I have a lot of time to just reflect and focus on what I got going on. So, I take a lot of time to just be thinking, whether I'm smoking or if I'm just chilling, I'm just like, what am I like? Am I happy with where I am? Like, how did I do this? A lot of times that's what I think helps with that is taking accountability for your shit. Because a lot of times it's very easy to blame somebody else. You know what I mean? It's very easy to blame another person or some other thing or another entity that all this is happening because of them. But you put yourself in this position.
And that's a fantastic point. That's really what the brand is about. That's what I came back and rebuilt this shit. So ESO experience, ESO comes from a derivative, means inner, right? And you said a powerful word when you said self-assess, self-reflect. That self, a lot of us, we can tell you what's wrong with everybody else, but we don't take that moment to say, even how am I feeling? You know what I'm saying? Am I happy? Am I sad? And then the why, and what can I do to change that if I want to change it, or where can I, that first step is to look from within.
Yeah.
So that's a powerful thing you pointing out, is the ability to go ahead and be like, yo, where am I at and where do I want to go?